Another snowy night. If it keeps snowing like this, it will ruin the spring festival, Lizzy yells to her dad on the cell phone. Hey, don't yell at me, little lady. I had nothing to do with it. Sorry, Daddy. It's just I'm really nervous. We had all this stuff planned for the occasion, and now we may have to cancel everything due to weather. I'm sorry. Is this my daughter I'm talking to? Don't let a little thing like weather get in your way. There is no need to cancel the event. Just modify it. I wish it were that easy, Dad, but a lot of people have already invested a lot of time, not to mention a lot of money, and it will all be for nothing if this weather keeps up. What did I just say? Hey, let me ask you a question. What is your favorite winter festival? Well, that's easy. The Ice Festival, of course. Oh, of course, like it was on the top of your head all along, right? Now think about it. How many times was the festival a bust because it was too warm? There was no snow and no way of preventing the ice sculptures from melting. Dad, you're a genius. I love you. I've got to go. I have a lot of work to do. Thought you would see it through the eyes of someone who believes they can make something happen. Love you too. Lizzy no sooner hangs up the phone connection with her father, and she's already blasting out an all-call meeting to all those associated with the spring festival. At the meeting, practically everyone showed up, and all were voicing their concerns regarding the continued snowfall, as well as the furthering drop in temperature. Lizzy, nervous at first, but after hearing everyone's complaints, felt confident to open up and tell them her idea. Well, at least the one her father had conveyed to her. But from this point on, it really was hers, as she has a detailed plan on how to implement it. Thank you, everyone, for coming, she states. Here, pass these around, make sure everybody gets one. In it, you will find detailed plans on our brand new Spring Ice Festival. Crickets. The room went so silent, you could hear paper age. And in that moment, all froze still. Then a funny thing happened. Everyone looked around to one another, and all of them started shaking their heads up and down, giving the international symbol for yes. And you could hear mutterings of, this could work, and why not? It's colder now than it was when we had the festival last winter. Lizzy knew not to hesitate, and took those as positive signs. All in favor? Aye. Unanimously, everyone there yelled, aye. So it began. Everyone went into high gear and started making all the changes needed. The first 2 days went great. Everyone was pitching in, and a lot was getting done. But on the third day, Monday, most couldn't make it. They had real jobs to go to. That didn't stop Lizzy. She was up bright and early and off on her way to the festival grounds. Since she is so early, she decides to stop by the coffee shop and pick up some coffee for everyone. Since she's not sure how many will show, she only orders 6, plus one for herself. When she arrives, she is amazed to find out that someone else has beat her there and arrived before her. She walks over to where he is sawing a piece of wood with a skill saw. It's loud and brazen, and she is not sure if he has seen her yet. So she walks over to say hello. The saw powers down as the gentleman looks up. I brought some coffee for everyone. It's over there if you... Oh, you brought some too. Perfect. I wasn't sure how many to get, so I only got 6 plus one for myself. Liz says, that's funny. That is exactly what I did. Oh, cool. You know what that means? 12 more people should show up. He responds, wishful thinking, which is what I was already doing when I got the original 6. The two of them laughed and worked together side by side in the warmth of each other's company, drinking copious amounts of coffee all day while they ignored the extreme cold temperatures. The snow continued to fall each day as Lizzy and her new friend were busy preparing for the festival. Most people considered everything ready to go, but Lizzy and her friend were perfectionists and would show up there each and every day just to make sure everything was just right. Well, I guess this is just going to have to do it. It's going to have to be good enough. Oh, why is that? Responds Lizzy. Because it's midnight. I'm tired and going home to go to bed, and tomorrow is opening day. So go get some sleep. It's going to have to be good enough. Point taken. See you tomorrow. And at that moment, they turn to each other and kiss. Surprised after realizing what they have just done, they both get up and walk quickly to their cars. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, he shouts back. The next morning was spectacular. The Spring Ice Festival is a huge hit, the largest turnout ever for the city. Everyone is there, from the mayor to the local celebrities, and all is being covered by local TV, press, as well as independent reporters. This idea has really turned some heads. But none of that mattered to Lizzy. She was so nervous because she was still waiting for her father to show up. But not only that, she had not seen the gentleman that had been helping her for all those days. And to make matters worse, when she tried to describe him to the other event participants, no one seemed to remember him or know him at all. She was starting to get a little concerned about who this guy was, and was ready to call the local authorities when her dad walks up behind her and says, "Looks fantastic, little one. I knew you could pull it off." While putting her phone away, "Daddy, you scared me. I'm so glad you arrived. I can't wait to show you everything we did for the Spring Ice Festival." Let me take you back to the beginning, where originally we were going with a beach theme for our Spring Festival. So all of our booths and planned events were all based on that. So when you gave me an idea of doing an ice festival, he interjects, "That was your idea, remember? I asked you what the best winter festival was. It was your answer that got you here." Okay, well, either way, Daddy, we did not have time to change everything, so we went with a frozen beach theme, hence the ice castle. This year it was modeled after a sand castle, and all the other ice sculptures are all beach and nautical themed as well. Over here we have our ice sharks, and as you can see over there is a huge, gigantic ice whale. The entire event is surrounded by ice palm trees, but my favorite of all is the ice pelican. He's over here. Follow me. He's just around the corner. As she walks her father over to where the ice pelican is located, they can't help but to notice how perfect the day is. It has finally stopped snowing. The sun is out, but the temperature is perfect. For ice, that is. Everything is well frozen, and all the sculptures are glistening in their glory. When Lizzy arrives at the spot where the ice pelican is, she noticed someone had tied a string around its ice beak that was tied to an envelope. She removes the string from the ice pelican and then removes a letter from the envelope and opens it up. "It's addressed to me," she says in amazement. She opens it fully and begins to read it. Lizzy, the last couple of days have been amazing. I never meant for what happened last night to happen. You are such an amazing person, and I would like to get to know you better, but I need to come clean. We met under false pretenses. I was working undercover for a news agency, doing a story on failed festivals. Yours was reportedly going to be epic, so I came down to cover it. Only the day I showed up, the day of the meeting, you seemed so positive you could turn it around. Furthermore, you had the entire town back you. I was so blown away I had to stay to see what was going to happen next. And that is when I realized you happened next. You became special to me, as you do to so many others. You touched my heart. And I could not bear to be around you under those false pretenses anymore. And then we kissed. At that very moment, I knew what I had to do. I wanted to report the truth of what you had accomplished here. Unfortunately, that's not the story my paper was looking for. So I quit. And after that, I called on a bunch of buddies in the industry. Some owe me favors. Most are just cool dudes and dudettes. Anyway, you have probably met most of them by now, as they have been interviewing you all day. Oh, and by the way, the mayor mentioned he wants to hire you to head up the tourism department, as he was so impressed with what he saw you do with the festival. And last, but hopefully not least, when you're done reading this letter, if you forgive me, turn around. At that moment, without hesitation, Lizzy spins around. She sees him standing there, and she leans in, pulls him toward her, and kisses him like he has never been kissed before. Her dad chimes in. "I can see why the ice pelican is your favorite.